G'day and welcome to another quick video of mine. This one is about SupaNova Sydney 2021, which just finished last weekend in Sydney, thankfully 1 week before the lockdown that just started. Before I go into my quick final summary, I'm just going to cut to some videos I took on the floor of SupaNova to kind of give you my impression of the event as it happened. Here we are at SupaNova 2021 at the Sydney Showgrounds. It's a much smaller event than the last couple of years due to COVID restrictions. Pretty much everything here is in the main hall and at the back there, normally around the area where you see the fruit stand. At the back is the artist alley this year. Jamie Johnson's out there at the back, so I'll go to him shortly. I've really only checked out a couple of stalls in between trying to socially distance and wearing a mask like a lot of people aren't. King's Comics down there, like normal, no Phantom stuff. Penny's House of Awesomeness is here from Canberra, the first time since 2018. I was hoping they'd have a good range of Phantom comics. Unfortunately they didn't, but they did have a few Phantom trinkets and coasters and keyrings, so I grabbed a couple of those. Alright, I'm going to keep exploring and see what I can find. Well, I've done the first haul here at SupaNova. It's the general stuff from the last couple of years. A few ones I probably have recognised in past years. Seems all pretty much the standard people that you expect. Definitely some money trading hands, which is good for the economy and the stall holders. It's not cheap to have a stall here, of course. Phantom wise, I found two fists of bugger all really. One stall was selling a pack of Dynamic Series 1 cards for $30, which isn't actually that unreasonable if you're after a set. Comics wise, I found one stall selling Phantom comics, and for the ridiculous prices of $75 for the Marvel 3 series set, which is just insane. Just crazy price at 75 bucks. They had a few Moonstones for $8-9, a few 1000 series Fruits for about $6.50. Don't think they'll sell much for the prices they had in the stock and the variety. Really though, Phantom wise, and even comic wise actually, it's quite disappointing generally. Lots of cosplay, as always, some excellent ones, and some I want to erase from my memory. Alright, I'm going to go to the next part of the hall and see what's there. So just done the second hall. This is where Artist Alley is, just in front of me there, and just the rest of the normal trade stuff just over here on the right before the main hall. There was one stand just over here in front of me that had some heap of Phantoms. Actually, it had a couple hundred, but they're all below 300, so it's a quite crazy price, anywhere from $80 for slightly damaged ones up to $250 to $300. But if you were missing one or two, you probably would pay just to kind of complete a run. Not my thing at this stage though. And down over here at Artist Alley, we actually have Camillo, and next to him, one only Jamie Johnson. I've just picked up a Jamie Johnson sketchbook and got him to do a sketch on the back of the Phantom, so very happy with that. And it's always great to have a chat to him as well and discuss what's going on in life and Phantom. So that is me done from SupaNova. I've been here now for about an hour and a half, 2 hours almost. Really not much to see this year. Glad I came. Hope it has become a hot spot so I can't get back into Tasmania and quarantine, but it's been a bit of fun. Thank you very much. So there are my quick thoughts from the day of SupaNova. So before I go into a quick summary, I did buy a couple of things from SupaNova. There wasn't much to buy, as I said in the videos. I did get a bunch of these Phantom keyrings. I've got some coasters and magnets, so they were kind of good little pickup. Not really easy to spot. I was kind of lucky to find them actually, but got a few of those. And also got the Jamie Johnson Sketchbook Volume 1, which has got the turtles on the front cover, and he hasn't got many of those left. And as you go through, the whole bunch of his artwork, through covers and prints and stuff that he's done at the time. And he did a sketch on the back for me, which is always amazing to see these talented artists whether it be Jamie or Shane Foley or Grange, anyone, to actually how they work and how quickly they can whip up something like that, which is fantastic, and very, very happy that I got that. So with SupaNova itself, it was very disappointing this year. It was always going to be a smaller event due to the COVID restrictions and not having international guests. So the presence, the floor space they had, the presence at the grounds itself was smaller than the last couple of times I've had it. Still jammed the people in. In fact, they probably were a bit more than I was expecting. I wore a mask most of the time I was there, mainly due because the outbreak was starting, being a bit risk adverse, and just the sheer amount of people. They didn't do anything wrong by not having people wear masks, just for personal preference. But just walking through the floor, it was, to me, that just a lot of it's just the same kind of tat and trash, and the stores kind of repeat themselves. Artist Alley, again, there's a lot of seemingly repetition in there, and as a Phantom fan, there really wasn't much for us this year. If you're more into the broader genre of pop culture and anime and sci-fi, definitely a lot more for you. Still don't know how you could spend an entire 2 days there. I spent 2 hours and probably half an hour that was talking to Jamie Johnson while getting the sketch done. And no through booth there as well definitely made it less an attraction, and I can fully understand and support for his decision not going there. It just would not have been worthwhile for them from a financial point of view. Next year, if there's no through there and it's the same smaller size, I don't think I would bother going unless there was something really there that stood out and to get my attention. I was even debating not going this year. I was already up in Sydney and paying the $40 to ticket to go and support the event. I was happy to do that. Got me out of the hotel for a couple of hours as well. And again, great sketchbook. There's a couple of the Phantom people there that I didn't see. Maybe should have spent some more time there, but I was just over it. It was very disappointing. But that was just my opinion. I know some other people I've seen online loved it, and there were lots of smiling people there in their cosplay and walking around and meeting artists and actors and all that kind of stuff. So for them, probably a great thing. For me, not my kind of event. Happy to support it again one day if it's the right target group from, as I said. But each to their own. And it was good just to see Matt's participation events back, and of course I was up there as well for the annual Lee Falk Memorial dinner, which I'll go about in my next video, along with a few other things on the weekend.